Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we are reviewing this new Deluxe King Kong figure, which is an illustrated version and a repaint of the previous offered King Kong figure that I reviewed a number of weeks back. This figure is first available at Wal-Mart Stores here in the US and then will become available everywhere else after a certain amount of time. This figure is based on the artwork by Basil Gogos, I believe I pronounced that right, from the 1974 issue of Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine. This is an all-new paint scheme, and we're going to take a closer look at that. But first, let's check out this packaging. Really cool looking packaging there. Very retro inspired. Loving the artwork here. The sides, he has two different expressions as he comes with two head sculpts. And of course, the back gives you a look at the figure in multiple poses. And once again, with all the head sculpts there. The top of the box, loving the artwork there as well. And of course, the bottom of the box gives you all the names of NECA Toys, all the great people there that are responsible for bringing this awesome figure together. King Kong is packaged in a window box with an opening flap, and there's your look there. He has a good action shot there, and he's inside the box along in a plastic tray for safekeeping, along with his interchangeable hands and head. And here we have a tray shot for you with King Kong securely placed, again along with his interchangeable hands and head, which you see there. And here's your look at King Kong out of packaging. The new paint scheme is mostly at the top, including both the head sculpts, the torso, and from there, I don't know, because here is your in-hand look at this new version of King Kong. The new paint scheme is on his head sculpts, his upper torso and shoulders there. And as it goes down the body, the paint kind of fades out and looks a little bit more like the other version, which was all black. This one, the only difference is the new paint. And you can really see how colorful it is, especially on the both head sculpts, as well as the upper torso and shoulders. This side is green, and you can see where it goes all the way down the sides of the arms and also the body. But again, that fades out a bit. And the back of the head, right there, the upper back. It's a little bit of paint. It's more fading, and you don't really see any of it down here. Here's a pose giving you a look at King Kong as he's banging his arms against his chest or something. And I also went ahead and turned his head to the side. You see the great paint applications that are applied there. Here's a closer look. The new paint apps completely cover the black, which is pretty neat. Even the front of his face, as well as some inside of his mouth there. And here's a closer look at the other side. Just as the previous version had, this version also comes with two sets of interchangeable hands. On the right hand there, I put the open hand in, and it's exactly the same. They did a phenomenal job on it. You see all that great sculpted textures, the sculpted fur. Even the detail on the fingernails is really just astonishing what they're able to do nowadays. And there's an inside look at the open palm. That has some great sculpting as well. Sculpted lines, things like that. Here we have a look at both the open hands, which are exactly the same as previously offered. These are phenomenally done. The attention to detail on the fingernails and everything, just as I showed you with the other hand. And on these, you also have the new deco, which, as I said, it does carry down to the body, but it's not as solid as the top here, the head sculpt and the upper chest and shoulders. It's just more of a wash that they brought down. And the open palm has that great attention to detail there. If you're familiar with the previous release, you will probably recall that the figure was a bit top heavy. So getting his legs to bend, it was kind of tricky to get him to stand upright. In a pose like this, however, it's easier to get him to stand as long as his fingers are touching the ground, as shown. And if you're noticing, I put in the other head sculpt with the much more fierce open mouth, which also has the new paint apps applied, which are also different than what we just saw. So there's a comparison on the side there. And here's a comparison of the other side. You'll notice that the paint apps between the two head sculpts, there are some vast differences, while very similar at the same time. And there's your look at the two different expressions. Here we have a look at him standing upright with the other head sculpt, which I just showed you, along with both the open hands. So this mouth also has the new paint apps applied, and you see that on the tongue as well. The tongue is painted pink, but there's some like a bluish green deco as well that's applied in there, which I think is pretty neat. So you'll be able to see that right there. There's a look at the other side, and of course the back. And on this figure, you also see the new deco as well, which I just compared it to the other head sculpt. Here we have a shot of one of each hand sculpt in there, the open hand, closed hand, along with the more fierce open mouth head sculpt. The palm of the hand remains black, while the outside of it, with the sculpted fur and everything, has the paint apps applied there. But again, the palm is just painted black, and you see that transition over to the closed hand sculpt as well. Overall, this new illustrated version of King Kong is a phenomenal figure. Fans are definitely going to enjoy him. Again, he's a repaint from the first release, which unfortunately I do not have readily available to compare in this review, but that one was all in black, same great sculpt and everything. So go back and check out that video review for first King Kong release. This one, once again, is a great figure. I'm loving the new paint applications applied. Those are phenomenally done. Again, this figure is first available at Wal-Mart Stores, and then he'll become available everywhere else. So if you do go into the store, double mask, be safe, make smart choices. Thank you again to NECA Toys for providing him for review. We greatly appreciate that one. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Also, check out the written portion and photo gallery of this review. Thanks, guys.